Greetings and welcome back to the Casual Wargamer. In addition to videos talking about Warhammer 40k and other war games or skirmish games, I'm also going to touch on a few topics here and there, how you can do some nice basic terrain that won't set you back an awful lot. And today I'm going to talk about two things. The first is a little bit of light cover that you can put on your table. I've got one of the old Realm of Battle boards that Games Workshop did end of the OOs, which is all painted up, and I haven't used it for years. I've recently decided to drag it out, set it all up, and make a semi-permanent table. My idea being to do a kind of ruined, abandoned mining colony. And I wanted for either end some light cover. And this is the first one that I've done. The actual base of this, I'll be honest, I'm cheating a little bit, was purchased at a wargaming convention in London nearly 15 years ago. Salute, I think, was the event, for a couple of quid. It was handmade by somebody, and I found it a few days ago, thought that's perfect. These are the important bit that I want to talk about first. These are fake plants for aquarium, fish tanks and the like. They came in a pack from a local pet store for about £6-7 quid. And I got 6 in that pack, suitably alien looking vegetation, which I just super glued onto the edges of the pond. And that will look quite nice at the far end of one table. But little things like this that you can find in pet stores are great. You can find numerous little things. I got this as well, if I can pick it up. Again, fish tank supplies. Nice little bit of covering terrain. Already coloured, painted, ready to go. And that'll look good sat on the table. And that was only about a £5. Nice and cheap. So I recommend scouring things like your local pet store. Even like the little stones sometimes that they do for the aquarium bottoms are quite nice and about the right size for modelling onto the bases of your minis or to putting on something like this. The other one I'm going to talk about today is sort of like a security defensive wall for the table. And that's this. Hopefully you'll kind of get the reference. If not, shame on you. I like my terrain to be based. I like it to have what sort of like used to be called area terrain. So you've got a bit that it's attached to, it sits on the table, and you can lift it off and move it around. You can see on here I've glued this wrong way around, that way. And what they are, I'll show you, are these. This is what I use to base my terrain with. These are fake kitchen tiles. You can buy from any sort of handy store or bargain store. Normally you would peel off the base and stick them to the floor, but I don't bother, I leave that on. You can spray these or paint over them, whatever you want to do, and then you can cut them out safely, I hope, with a knife. I went for this one with a grid simply because it was easy to sort of like trace the grid. And then you can affix your terrain piece, your ruin, whatever it is, to that. I wanted the dividing wall sort of thing to provide some sort of blocking terrain that wasn't just a typical ruin. And this is I'd say it's about just over a foot long wall mounted shelf, bought again from a little bargain store. Which I bought a white one. They did them in different colours, but I just bought that. Sprayed it with Death Guard green, I think it's called, and painted my little reference on there for a bit of fluff. Stuck it to a couple of pieces of cut out kitchen floor tile. Then painted the base, and then stuck a bit of this nice traditional, whatever it is, spongy vegetation that we tend to know from wargaming and similar hobbies. And that sits quite nice along one edge of a table, sticking out. Really for a larger sort of 6x4 table, otherwise it's a bit too big. But for purposes of my table, that's line of sight blocking. You can't walk through it, and you can only cross it if you are a flyer of some description. And you know what? Perfect. The shelf cost me, I think, about, again, 6, 7, maybe 8 quid. And the pack of, I just block that there. And the pack of tiles was, I think, about 5 for 10. So I bought a couple of boxes. Nice and simple, very straightforward, and does the job. There's plenty of ways out there to find good terrain for your table that you can put together, paint and so forth, for next to nothing. Bit of pocket money, essentially. And these are the first two. I'm going to do a few more as they go along and see what you think. Anyway, what are your thoughts on that? Do you do something similar? Where do you buy your cheap terrain supplies from? I'd like to know. Pop it down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, such as it is, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button for me, and I'll see you in the next video. Until next time, take care, good gaming.